guys, welcome back. It's Just Vlogs, and today I want to talk about racism. Since this is a very delicate topic to speak on, I do want to preface this by saying I am in no way a professional. I don't know too much about history. I haven't read the Bible. I'm not interested in reading the Bible. I've only read the little, and the little made me realize that I don't want to read it. And yeah, I just want the world to become a happier place. And I feel like racism has existed for a long time. So you can write down in the comments your opinions. But I am saying I am not a professional, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to spread love and kindness in the world. So yeah, I want to talk about the Bible thing first. I read that small percentage, and in that small percentage, I got the hints, the little idea of racism and RAPE and other things being a part of that time. Now, was it phrased differently? Yes. But it also states, before you even start the Bible, the fact that it has been rewritten. And a lot of times. And sometimes it was even rewritten in the perspective of the person that was writing it. Not what was written before or what was said, but what they thought was right to be written. And so it also says that you have every right to read it the way you want it, like interpret it the way you want it. I say this all to say that I got the hint that there's a lot of things that have been rewritten about our history, including racism. So, my opinion, racism has existed way before the Bible, during the Bible, and after the Bible, up to now, right? What does that mean? Racism isn't something that spawned out of thin air and it only has to do with colorism. No. Racism is something that has to do with class. It has to do with a lot of things. And am I going to mention all of them? No, because honestly, I really couldn't. But I see it. I see it, and that's really what matters. I see racism, and it's sad, honestly, because it's like, and I'm going to say something. It's sad because you realize it, and you realize that everybody has a little racism inside of them. And I know what you're going to say. That's just not true. It is, though. And I'm not going to try to prove it to you because there's no way I could possibly prove it to you. And there's also no way that I could possibly convince you that you have a little racism inside you. It's just my belief. Everyone has a little bit of racism inside of them. And it could be from, like, for example, in my case, I had a lot of, like, issues growing up. So at some point, I had a lot of racism, even just towards women in general. A lot of racism towards, like, my own people, like Hispanics, like Salvadorians, Hondurans, Puerto Ricans, cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stems from a place that it's just, it stems from a place of hate, not a place of love. And my point in saying this is, like, just because I'm saying you have a little racism inside of you, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It simply means that it's something that you hold that you can change. You hold the power to change that. So, again, like I said, I believe that this is something that happened way back then. It was rewritten. Somebody got rid of it because somebody didn't want it to be seen. But from what I read in the Bible that I have, it's not something that they try to hide. It's just something that they try to hide, kind of like the government. Like, it's something that they try to sneak past you so you won't really pay attention to that. You'll only pay attention to the things that you want to pay attention to. That's kind of how everything really works. Now, in regards to why this topic is even being brought up by me, because I've noticed a lot lately in social media that it's become a really big problem, especially right now with everybody kind of going crazy with the whole, like, ICE raids and all these things. And I know most people mention, like, mostly, like, the Hispanic side of people who are kind of, like, worried about ICE. But it's not just us Hispanics. It's just that it's only us Hispanics that people are talking about. But in reality, there are illegals everywhere. And in my opinion, nobody's illegal because Earth is for everyone. Like, there's a lot of things I don't understand. The concept of time, the concept of the fact that we're somehow illegal, even though the whole Earth is meant for us. Like, that just doesn't sit in my brain well. Yeah, it'll make me go a little crazy if I go too deep into that. So I try to just kind of get back into reality and be like, well, this is the life that we have to live in. Anyways, I'm ranting, but the point is, I've seen in social media this rise of going against Hispanics mostly. Like I said, even though there's a lot of different ethnicities that are having this scare of being caught by ICE and being deported and things like that, it's usually more sided towards my people. It's more talked about with Hispanics. And being from the Hispanic community, I can tell you that it's very uncomfortable to see people speak in Hispanics the way that I've seen. And there's a video that I made on my TikTok where I kind of talk to a guy, indirectly but directly, because he goes on the news, and this man is Cuban, and he's talking badly about a girl because something happened at the job, and I don't want to get into that, but basically the people in the comments section started saying, oh, you should call ICE. And I'm sorry, but why does everything have to be fixed by something negative? And again, I responded in the video to him in the best way that I could, and I'm gonna say the same thing to you. Like, open your eyes, kind of really take in to yourself and realize that these things that we say come from within. Like, sometimes you don't even notice, but your insecurities will show through other things. And I guess a really good example is, like, if you see a really pretty girl and you're finding problems with her physique or with her life or whatever, you have to really take that within and notice, like, why are you being a hater? Because you have some insecurities deep down that you're showing through hating on her instead of looking within. What is it that you aspire or to be with, like her? Or what is it that you like from her that you're jealous of, or things like that, you know? So racism, it kind of works in the same way. What is the issue? What is it that you hate so much? And for everyone that talks about slavery, it always brings up slavery and says, like, oh, like, no, we suffered through this, we lived through this, and like saying, like, your ancestors lived through this, and da 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 da. And for the Black community, I will say this: it wasn't just the Black community in slavery. There was a lot of Hispanics, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of other ethnicities that weren't even mentioned. So you need to be aware of that, you know, number one. And another thing, I know 100% you weren't the one there. It was your ancestors. But that doesn't mean, like, I'm not saying you have any less reason to feel a certain way about it, because it's crazy. Like, that shouldn't have been happening. But please try to not always carry that hate on you. Because it very clearly shows, and it's not helping. It doesn't help. You think it's helping. I couldn't possibly understand why you think it's helping to spread this hateful message, but it's not helping. You know, it's something that happened in the past, and the people that you're sharing this hateful message to have nothing to do with it. You know, our ancestors were the ones that did that. We didn't do that. So, for example, imagine I was a white person, right? And I had a best friend that was Hispanic, and then another best friend that was Black. Right now in this life, we're best friends. But our ancestors, they could have been the worst of enemies. I have no control over that. This life has no control over that past life. All we can do is heal in the present moment so that our future generations won't have to do that, won't have to live through that feeling, won't have to live through that hate, that disgust. You know what I'm saying? My message here is, why do you have to carry that? Because it's not even you. And I completely understand that racism exists still. It does. It's very present in people. I mean, oh my God, like, you know it. I don't even need to tell you. You know, it's either Black people are against Hispanics, or white people are against Hispanics. Hispanics are against white people. Hispanics are against Black people. It's just, everybody's just against everybody. And I just don't understand it. Or even, like, I've seen videos, and I don't know, it just depends on you if you see this as racism. But it's kind of just, it's strange to me. It's strange how people act. I've seen videos where, like, Black people go to like Asian countries like China or Japan or things like that. And I think it's mostly China, where people go, and why are these people straight up in these Black people's faces? Like, they're like videotaping them, taking photos of them. Why? That doesn't, that it, how do you think that that's possibly okay? And the worst part about it is, if it was another Asian person doing that to that said Asian person, oh, they would call the cops. How is that normal? That doesn't make sense at all. And I know that you're probably gonna say that's not racist, but it kind of is. And again, you can have your own opinion. I am fine with that. But why can't we just find love and peace? Especially when it comes to like supporting each other. Like, in these instances where people are fighting for our own rights. I mean, as women, we're fighting for our own rights. As Hispanics, we're fighting for our rights. You know, all these people that are saying like, oh, like, you should have just come the right way for people that are illegal, Hispanics, whatever ethnicity, right? You should have just come the right way. Honey, first of all, this shouldn't even be a rule. What do you mean you have to be able to pay to be in another country? The earth is free. We shouldn't be working anyway. Like, we shouldn't be working. Like, it gets to that point. But anyway, that's a topic for another video, or just a topic for myself. But I just don't understand why racism still has to be a part of this world. And again, you can have racism inside you and live with it. But stop sharing these hateful, disgusting messages. Truly, like, you don't need to be saying all that. And also, I just saw a content creator on TikTok where she was kind of talking really good about Wendy Ortiz, if you haven't seen her. And she was just saying all these really good things. And there was a lot of good people like in the comment section, like supporting. But then there's all these other people saying and bashing the creator, saying like, oh, why are you supporting other races? Like, oh, I already see our own people supporting other races, blah 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 blah. Why are you going against someone supporting another race? Why do you have to pin her against other races? Like, that just doesn't make sense either. Like, it's not enough for you already to carry hate and probably already spread hate in your own life, but you're trying to convince someone else to follow you, to think like you. And she's apologizing for these other people. It's just disappointing. It's really disappointing, because why does she have to apologize for you? And then you're calling her embarrassing for apologizing. Oh, and by the way, this is a Black content creator talking about a Hispanic, if I didn't say that. She's speaking nothing but positive things. And even other Black people are going against her. Hispanics are saying, well, some of them, I'm not gonna lie, some Hispanics, like I said, some Hispanics are racist. So I'm pretty sure there's some Hispanics over there saying some crappy things. But this is another thing. Like, when people start getting racist, they start mentioning other things, and I don't like it. And I feel like this is another heavy topic. I guess it is included in the racism thing, but this is like in general also that I want to say. Why do you choose to find things to have a problem with? Like, it's just not, like, I don't know how to word it, but for example, in this topic of racism, let's say that someone came up to me and they said something racist, right? And somebody else wanted to support me instead of the person that commented something racist. So they said, that's why you're fat. And it's just like, try to, like, please, as a society, try to do better. Spread love more than hate. Because someone said something negative, it doesn't mean you have to say something negative back. And I've been around, like, I've been around this. I've seen these situations happen in real time where people, like, either I've dated or other people, they just spread hate, and it's just, that's just not something that I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course I can't control you, I can't control the world, but I just wish we had more peace, we had more love for each other, and that's it. That's my message. Again, you can comment down below, ask me questions, whatever you want. Honestly, I really don't mind. Again, I am not a professional at all, so you're more than welcome to say whatever you feel like it. But remember, my message is about peace and love and unity. It's not about anything else. It's not about discrimination. It's not about segregation. And that's another topic that people been talking about lately, that they want to segregate. But anyway, yeah, just peace and love and kindness. That's all I want. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, much light, much peace. Mwah.